essence of Hampton University. The Scripps Howard News Watch starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to the Scripps Howard News Watch. I'm Leslie Delaspore.
And I'm Jonathan Scott.
This show is going to be a little bit different. Today we brought one of our very own Hamptonians who is a junior political science major from the nation's capital and whose, future aspirations is to be a lawmaker. So we brought her on the show to give us kind of a synopsis of what November 6th meant for the rest of the country. Amon?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So we wanted to know if you could give us some information on, what November 6th meant. Obviously, the Democrats took control of the House and the Republicans took control of the Senate. What does that mean for future legislation that's going to be passed and for, millennials, because we are going to be, affected by these new laws that are coming about. So if you can give us a breakdown of it. What does it mean?
Yeah, so first I would like to say that it's very important that the House is now being run by the Democrats and that the Republicans have the Senate. First, because now that the Democrats have the House, they can now start impeachment processes for the president, which a lot of people don't know. Maxine Waters is in the process of subpoenaing him for his tax records.
Wow.
Also, in terms of for millennials and such, it just means that we need to be more aware of the legislation that's being passed because there's things like affirmative action that are at stake. 3 Asians who did not get admitted into Harvard University actually are bringing a case to the Supreme Court because African American students got admitted over them, and they said that it was because of affirmative action, and they want to get rid of that. And because the Supreme Court is now majority conservative, it may actually become legislation that universities don't predominantly white institutions don't have to base affirmative action, African Americans into schools based off of affirmative action. And so that's a very, very big deal because it means that there could be less diversity and inclusion in universities. And it also means that even highly qualified African American students may not be admitted into those schools due to that. So that's something that we have to look out for. It also means that gun control laws may be implemented or be pushed through, and that's also very important and things that we have to look out for.
Now, Mon, you mentioned legislation. With all the newly elected officials we have, what type of new laws do you expect to see coming?
So some new laws that I expect to see, like I said before, is some gun reform. I know for March for Our Lives, that was something that was being pushed, and that's a lot of what Democrats are trying to push now because no one should feel unsafe in their schools, no one should feel unsafe in a church, no one should feel unsafe in a movie theater. And so at this point, it's gotten out of hand, and we really just want some strict laws on gun reform. On top of that, we're also looking for laws in terms of schooling, school districts, what that means for college students in terms of loans, what it means in terms of student debt. We're also looking for some laws in terms of Roe v. Wade. So just
that's important.
So just in terms of Brett Kavanaugh that is now he's on the Supreme Court, and so that is something that I know the House is definitely going to be looking into, just to make sure that women's rights are protected, especially women of color and African American women. And so that's actually some legislation that we expect to see in the upcoming year.
Wow, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. It's really awesome to find a student like yourself, obviously in college, but someone that really keeps up with politics and really understands the breakdown and can come on WHOV and give everyone else an idea of what's really happening in our country for those who might keep up but might not really understand what's going on. So we thank you.
Thank you,
and
of course.
Hopefully you'll be joining us again soon.
Yeah,
and hopefully
of course.
we can't wait to see you voting for you in the next couple years or so for Congress or something. All right, now back to the regular news. Jonathan?
Hundreds of rescued personnel dressed in white overalls are sifting through smoldering rubble and mangled cars, searching for human remains in California's deadliest and most destructive wildfire. The Camp Fire has killed at least 56 people in Northern California's Butte County and turned the hard-hit town of Paradise into ash and debris. At least 2 other people have been killed in other major wildfires in Southern California, putting the state's death toll at 58 since the 2 blazes began last week. In the Camp Fire's devastating aftermath, cadaver dogs, deputies, and coroners are searching the ruins where Paradise, a town of 27,000, once stood.
Mississippi Senator Sidney Hyde Smith is facing backlash after a campaign event where she joked she would sit at the front row of a public hanging. Smith faced criticism from Mississippi Congressman Benny Thompson, who called Smith's comments beyond disrespectful and offensive, and demanded an immediate apology. The NAACP and her opponent, Mike Epsy, also took aim at Smith, calling her comments sick and hurtful. Smith has refused to apologize for her statement, saying it was an exaggerated expression of regard. Over an eighth of the lynchings that have taken place in America have been in Mississippi. Sean Carroll took to Twitter saying positive things about public hangings while running against a black candidate in the South is certainly an interesting tactic.
The Marvel Universe lost a legend this past week. Stan Lee, the creator of Marvel Comics, died this past Monday due to pneumonia. Stan Lee created so many superheroes that impacted many lives. He was the creator of Spider-Man, Thor, Fantastic Four, and many more. His comics were able to be translated to the big screen, and ever since his first Marvel movie, Spider-Man, the Marvel Universe has caught eyes of many, all because of Stan Lee. Stan Lee was more than just a brilliant creator, but a superhero to many. We keep in mind his family and friends as they mourn during this time. High school dances are filled with flowers, corsages, and posing for pictures. But recently at a Barbo High School, dozens of male students posed for a Nazi salute. The picture was tweeted with the caption, "We even got the black kid to throw it up."
Really?
The photographer of this picture claims that he was telling the kids to wave. The case is under investigation in the school district as they determine how to handle the situation.
Monique Rodriguez, the founder and CEO of Mael Organics, visited Hampton University this past Tuesday. The event was held in the Scripps Howard Auditorium. Mael Organics is a popular natural hair care brand that has taken the world by storm. Naturalistas rave about Miss Rodriguez's products and her journey on becoming a successful black woman. My Glow, Designing a Life to Own Your Glow, was an event dedicated to exploring the theme of how to build your own brand, keeping your brand consistent, finding your talent, and again, owning your glow. Hampton students walked away with great tips and a bag full of hair goodies. Monique is such an inspiration. Hampton University held their annual blood drive this week, and our very own Cyrus Henry was there to report it.
On yesterday evening at the Student Center, I was privileged to donate blood to the American Red Cross. Though this is my second time donating blood, I still went through the basic standards. The most exciting part of the experience was Miss Melissa inserting the needle into my arm. But through it all, I was still able to ask others, why is it important to donate blood?
We just want to let everybody know how important it is for you to donate blood. First and foremost, African Americans have a higher onset to a lot of diseases that require blood transfusions, including like sickle cell anemia and things of that such, but we're also the least likely to donate. Hampton University right now is actually has the least donor participation in the state of Virginia, and we're trying to fix that.
While still donating a unit of blood, I was able to get another perspective from a true Hamptonian.
It should be more people here donating. That this is invaluable. I mean, you never know when you need blood. When you get in an accident, you need blood. And I'm just talking with this young lady here. She tells me the PWI's numbers are quadruple than what the HBCUs are. Why is that? How come we not down here in Groves giving blood when we need the blood the most?
The American Red Cross says that 1 pint of blood saves 3 lives. And after you donate, the nurses make sure you get a rewarding snack. I'm Cyrus Henry, reporting for WHOV TV.
Driving a vehicle drunk is not only illegal, but is hazardous to yourself, the passenger, other road users, and even pedestrians. Did you know that every 30 minutes, someone in this country dies in an alcohol-related crash? According to statistics, young people ages 16 to 24 are involved in 28% of those alcohol-related driving accidents. On November 15th, join Hampton University's police department and the Gamma Iota chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated in the Student Center atrium at 7 p.m. for a night of all Drake music and education on the prevention of drunk driving. Drake and drive, don't drink and drive.
More big news on campus, and our reporter, Kayla Kennedy, is here to report it.
Monday evening, Hampton's campus was graced by Will Haygood's presence. He is most recognizable by his book, which has been adapted into the award-winning film, The Butler. Haygood described his journey of writing The Butler and shared his journalism experience with students. He left them with 2 main points. It pays off to be creative by telling untold stories, and it is so important to go over and beyond to chase your story.
When people doubted that I would someday write books, I said, well, that's the way my blood is beating. I want to find stories and then turn them into books. And here I am, 8 books later.
Will Haygood left an impression on the Hampton students in attendance. This is Kayla Kennedy from WHOV TV.
Coming later is Carmen with an outlook on the weather.
And stay tuned to see what Oprah and Michelle Obama were up to this past week. We'll be right back.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
At the beginning of 2016, I was diagnosed with a pretty large brain tumor and a very rare form of brain cancer. We came to the conclusion that proton therapy was the best solution for me because as a young woman, we wanted to preserve as much of my brain as we could without treating areas that weren't affected by the cancer cells. Proton therapy spared my quality of life. It put a smile back on my face that I hadn't seen in months.
Live your life. Let the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute fight your cancer.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
At the beginning of 2016, I was diagnosed with a pretty large brain tumor and a very rare form of brain cancer. We came to the conclusion that proton therapy was the best solution for me because as a young woman, we wanted to preserve as much of my brain as we could without treating areas that weren't affected by the cancer cells. Proton therapy spared my quality of life. It put a smile back on my face that I hadn't seen in months.
Live your life. Let the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute fight your cancer.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Avery, and it's time for the Bloomberg Report.
Michelle Obama kicked off her book tour on November 13th in her hometown of Chicago with none other than Oprah Winfrey. Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, rose to #1 Friday on Amazon before the official release date. The book officially came out Tuesday and is already the most talked about book. Her memoir is not only a political book, but is essentially about her own life and experiences. Becoming received a tremendous number of pre-orders before the promotions and jumped from #10 to #1 and has not moved since. Since Amazon's best-selling book list is a true guide to what will eventually end up on the New York Times bestsellers list, it is predicted that Becoming will top the Times. The Japanese company SoftBank is planning the world's second largest IPO. The company said Monday it plans to sell 2.4 trillion yen worth of stock, which would make it the biggest IPO since 2014. SoftBank hopes this IPO will reposition the company as a global tech investor, funding big investments in Uber, Slack, and WeWork. Move over Russia and Saudi Arabia? America has now passed Russia and Saudi Arabia as the world's largest oil producer. The United States has been working to regain this title ever since they lost it in 1974. A lot of the oil that has recently been produced is accredited to Texas. So much so that if Texas was its own country, it would be the number 3 oil producer in the world, surpassing both Iran and Iraq. The state has helped America climb to nearly 11 million barrels per day. Texas has become a powerhouse oil producer and has made the revenue of oil output equate to billions of dollars. This means that America will stay on the top of the oil industry for many years to come. America, let's keep drilling out the competition. Studies show that less than a quarter of children are getting their recommended daily exercise. The Department of Health and Human Services has released new guidelines for physical activity. It has been over a decade since the last revision, and studies show that less than a third of Americans meet the physical activity standards outlined by the government in 2008. For kids aged 6 to 17, at least 1 hour of exercise a day is recommended, and a new guideline for kids 3 to 5 suggests 3 hours of daily activity. In the year 2014, heart disease was slowly spreading throughout the United States and the world, and it gradually became the #1 killing disease. But recently, in 22 states, cancer has killed more people compared to any other disease. Scientists have discovered that the cause of cancer becoming such a death threat is due to the increase in obesity, which is a risk for both heart disease and cancer. Treatment for cancer is becoming extremely more complex and is becoming harder to treat more and more patients. Doctors and researchers are doing the best that they can to take down the #1 killer. An Oklahoma jury is delivering a $25.5 million statement to the insurance giant Aetna after a young woman died due to being denied coverage. The award is the largest verdict in an individual bad faith insurance case in Oklahoma history and could have major ramifications across the country for a cancer treatment called proton beam therapy. Hampton University opened the largest freestanding proton therapy institute in 2010.
Coming later in the show, we will take a look into the success of Hampton athletics.
It has been really cold lately, and after the break, our weather correspondent Carmen is here to update us on the weather, hopefully bringing us some, warmer temperatures. But
we need it.
Right, we'll see what's in store.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
My name's Mark, I'm an alcoholic.
Dorothy T, and I am an alcoholic.
For so long, alcohol has sort of been there for me to sort of see me through social situations.
Drinking was more important than anything else. My journey in AA started years ago when I reached the outside limits of my desperation.
I really wanted to quit drinking, I just couldn't stop on my own. And I remember when I woke up on the day that I got sober. I felt something inside of me tell me that I could go to AA.
These people, just gathered around me. That was the fellowship in action in my life.
The moral of my story today is that AA has never let me down, ever.
If I carry any sort of message with my story, it's that, keep coming back and that this thing does work.
If you have a problem with alcohol, contact AA. It works.
I thought that tumor was gone, that we already took care of it.
The type of tumor that he has was wrapped around his brainstem, and once Lana recovered from the surgery, we just put our faith in the proton radiation therapy to get the balance of the tumor because we knew how precise and successful the proton radiation therapy had been.
I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm glad my hair is going back.
Live your life. Let the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute fight your cancer.
Hi, I'm Carmen Jackson, and this is your weather. It's officially time to bring out those winter coats, say goodbye to those sunny skies, and hello to the chilly nights. Let's get right into the weather. I hope you all had your umbrellas today. We experienced cloudy skies and windy skies with periods of rain. There was a high of 58 degrees and low of 42 with a 100% chance of rain. The weekend will provide partly cloudy skies and low winds, so make sure you bundle up and start getting those Thanksgiving meals planned. Friday, you can expect your day to be filled with sunshine. The high will be 56 and the low will be 36. Saturday will provide some clouds in the morning, but will give way to sunny skies in the afternoon. The high for Saturday will be 55 degrees and the low will be 43. Sunday, it will be mostly cloudy with temperatures at a low of 46 and a high of 57. Next week, you can expect a mixture of clouds and sunshine. The weather will be perfect for Thanksgiving. I hope everyone's holiday is filled with love and joy. Back to you guys.
Later in the show, we'll find out what pop star Bruno Mars is doing to spread a little, Thanksgiving cheer, I guess, for this holiday season.
And after the break, Nazim will be here to talk about a few big things going on in the NBA world. We'll be right back.
That's okay.
I had myself examined, and they came to the conclusion that, yes, I did have prostate cancer at the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute. I didn't experience any pain or side effects whatsoever. I feel great. The proton therapy here saved my life. They say there's 7 wonders of the world. Well, this is the 8th.
Live your life. Let the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute fight.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Drop that baby.
Welcome everyone, I'm Nazim Trammell, and it's been a busy week in sports, so let's get right to it. The Hampton Pirates are currently on a 5-game winning streak, and for the past 3 games, they have put up at least 50 points on their opponent. In the last week's game, the Pirates dominated Mississippi Valley State with a final score of 54-39. Starting quarterback Delmon Williams threw for 5 touchdowns, and Rashad Harriet and William Robinson both ran for 100 yards. Williams had scoring passes of 65 yards to Marcel Paul and 19 yards to Byron Barney. Darion Carr, who is leading the team with 46 tackles, contributed with 6 tackles, a sack, a pass breakup, and a fumble recovery. The Pirates will have their final game of the season this Saturday against the 2-6 St. Andrews Knights. The biggest NBA news of the week has been the fact that after a turmoil-filled offseason for the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Timberwolves traded all-star swingman Jimmy Butler 13 games through the season to the Philadelphia 76ers just a year after acquiring Butler. A trade with the Chicago Bulls, Carmelo Anthony's time in Houston is now over, then planned as the future Hall of Famer has been informed by multiple team officials that he will be getting released. Fellow players like LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, and others have publicly defended Melo as they feel he's being unfairly used as a scapegoat for the Rockets. This past weekend, the NFL featured blowouts by the Steelers and the Saints, as well as surprising victories for both the Tennessee Titans and the Dallas Cowboys. The Titans impressed while at home against the New England Patriots in a shocking blowout victory, and the Dallas Cowboys shined bright under the lights Sunday night, and this time it was against the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles. The win keeps Dallas in the NFC East title hunt, and the loss for Philadelphia will cause some uncertainty for the Eagles as they face the Saints this weekend in New Orleans. This past weekend was a blast, and Week 11 starts tonight in Seattle as the Packers square off with the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. That's a wrap for sports. Let's take it back to the desk.
I don't know about you, but I was really excited about the Dallas Cowboys winning because it's definitely the best team in the NFL, but we'll talk about that another day. But after the break, we have all things entertainment and find out how Bruno Mars is helping out with families this holiday season and, you know, giving his thanks and appreciation. We'll be right back.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I was diagnosed with cancer of the left breast. I was never given the option of proton therapy. Fortunately for me, my sister had just toured the facility at the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute. The beam was able to target my tumor precisely without affecting my heart or lungs. After treatment, I'm living my best life.
Live your life. Let the Hampton University Proton Therapy Institute fight your cancer.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes.
Right?
I mean, like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, so this saved me.
I really believe in you.
Oh.
You know?
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
Hi, I'm Ayana Woodard, and the entertainment industry has been busy, so let's dive right in. Gabrielle Union is in baby heaven. On Wednesday, November 7th, her and her husband, Dwayne Wade, welcomed their sweet baby girl into the world via surrogate. This is Union and Wade's first child together, as Gabrielle has been very open with her past infertility struggles. In her 2017 memoir, We're Going to Need More Wine, she talks about her 8 or 9 miscarriages and her many failed IVF cycles. On Thursday, November 8th, the couple shared their wonderful news on Instagram, receiving an outpouring of support and love from surprised fans and celebrities alike. Congratulations, Gabrielle. Rumors are surfacing that the hip-hop duo 2088 has broken up after reports surfaced that the couple is experiencing issues in their romantic relationship. Soul singer Jhené Aiko showed off her massive tattoo of her rapper boyfriend, Big Sean, last year on Instagram. But recently, photos have surfaced of her massive tattoo on her arm being covered up with art. As deadly wildfires spread through California, destroying nearly 10,000 homes, Kim Kardashian West and Kanye West were able to hire private firefighters to save their $60 million home. On Thursday evening, the West family was forced to pack up and leave their Hidden Hills home as fires got closer. Because Kim Ye's home sits at the end of a cul-de-sac next to large fields, the private firefighters were also being credited with saving other homes, as the fire could have started a ripple effect. The couple's neighbors were thankful for Kim and Kanye for putting up the money to hire the firefighters and saving their homes. 24 karat magic in the air. We all know those words from the free-spirited artist Bruno Mars' 24K Magic album. With the success of this album, in his most recent tour, Mars will share his fortune by providing 24,000 meals to benefit those who are in need in Hawaii. Bruno is partnering with the Salvation Army's 48th annual Thanksgiving dinner meal program to bring some magic into their lives. The first teaser of Toy Story 4 has finally been released. Although it doesn't reveal anything about the actual plot, it introduces a strange new character into the Toy Story family. The trailer starts off with the cast holding hands, circling underneath a blue sky. But then an odd character named Forky appears on the screen in panic, screaming, "I don't belong here," sending everyone flying. The movie is set to be released June 21st, 2019, and we can't wait for the fun-filled adventures these lifelike toys are going to take us on this time. And that's it for entertainment. John and Leslie, back to you guys.
So I don't know about you, but I'm really excited about Toy Story 4.
The dinosaur is my favorite character.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know. I never really had like a favorite character from Toy Story, but obviously I've watched everyone. Like I'm a Disney fanatic,
1,
Pixar
2,
fanatic.
3.
Like, it's
and
crazy,
now
right?
4.
And Bruno Mars thing, I think he's just phenomenal for that.
What I want to know is there going to be 24 karat turkeys?
What?
Plated in gold.
Oh, we finna
I
fire
like
him.
that.
Well, everyone, thank you for watching WHOV Scripps Howard News Watch. I'm Leslie Delaspore.
And I'm Jonathan Scott.
Catch us next week.
Take care.